Okay, so welcome to tonight's team call for the Fit Boss Nation. And tonight I want to talk to you about something that I think is easy to overlook or easy to try to do what everyone else is doing, and that is working on branding you and connecting with other people. So I have a few things that I want to share with you guys today, and how do you brand yourself? We don't want to be branding Beachbody. We don't want to be branding, whatever workout we're doing or Shakeology, or if you're with a different company, we don't want to just be blasting that name out, because honestly, they already have tons of, advertising, and we really need to be working on sharing our story, because that is where people are going to connect with us. That's where they're going to relate to us, and they're going to want to join us, because honestly, they can buy the products that we use anywhere. They can buy it from a garage sale, they can buy it off eBay or Amazon, or we have something special to offer them ourselves. And so that is really, it gets to be kind of scary and vulnerable to try to, dig deep and do that. But I promise you that when you do, it's going to really transform your business. So I have a branding quiz that I want to share with you. And what that's going to do, it's going to help you to walk through. It has some questions in it. And some of the questions, I'll be honest, I was like, why are they asking, this question? But it's going to help to kind of find your people, or kind of find where you are and who you are, I guess, really, and how to share your story with other people. So let me just go over and screen share this. Okay, now if I can remember how to do this, right? Okay. We want to go here. Okay, let me know if you can see that. Can you see that, Eric?
Not yet. Yes, now. Yep.
Okay. Oh, maybe there's a delay. Yep. So this branding quiz, I've done, a couple different ones, and I really like this one because it's going to kind of give you some keywords and how to talk to your customers and things like that. And you go through, oops, my mouse is being silly tonight. So you're going to go through, and it's just going to give you a bunch of different questions, and it's going to, these here in this little section where it says hero, magician, that is going to be like your branding type. And it's really I've done, like I said, I've done several of them, because I'm like, well, I don't know what colors to use, and I don't know what fonts to use, and I'll be honest, those are not really what's going to make your business successful. But really finding out, are you an explorer? Are you the guy or girl next door? Are you a caregiver? Those types of things are going to help you to open up and be able to share more with other people. So this website, I will put in the description of this video so that you can find it. I know I posted it before in our coach group. So it takes, 10 minutes to do it. I actually did it again tonight. Let me see if I can. Did that switch what I'm sharing? Oops.
Okay.
So this here is what I got. Can you see those answers there?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I got tonight when I took it. I always get caregiver and the guy and girl next door are usually tied. So what that means is that you can kind of pick which one you want to do. If you have two that are really close, or you can go click on the more details. You can also have these emailed to you, and it's going to give you information about it. Like your goal is to help others for the caregiver. Strategy, doing things for other service, focus attention on other people, not yourself. Your fear is selfishness and ingratitude. So you may do this quiz and you're like, those things don't really, go with me. Then go to the next quiz, because they give you a lot of different options on, like what you could be. And like I said, I usually have like 2 or 3 that are tied or really close. And so I look through them and see, well, do I agree with that one? Do I not agree with that one? And you can kind of pick and choose. You don't have to just do one totally. Like branding archetype. And that's the thing too, that most of us are a mesh of a few different ones as well. So as we go here, like these are some of the top brands that are caregivers. And then some characters and celebrities. Then internet entrepreneurs, you can always go to like their Facebook page or their blog, try to look them up and see like, do they post things and does it attract you to it? You know, do you feel a connection with what they're posting? Let's go down here. Then like the voice, considerate, thoughtful, kind. I like this because some quizzes didn't have all this broken down like this. So it kind of, you know, like the customers feel. How do you want your customers to feel? Loved, taken care of, safe. I'm not alone in this. And I will say that that is something that I, you know, really want to get across when I'm helping people, that this really does speak to what I, you know, my brand is. See if I can get this. And then it's going to give you some color, some color scheme ideas there. And like I said, you don't have to like do exactly what they say. On here, you can do a combination. I will say try to only pick like 2 to 3 colors because it gets a little bit busy. You know, I was guilty of this when I first started. I saw some people that had some amazing, you know, graphics and, you know, they were using bright colors. And I was like, oh, I love that. I want to use it. But I'll be honest, after a while, I got like sick of that color. And I was like, okay, maybe this really isn't like my branding color. And I took the test some more, and now like that blue color I use, you know, I see those hues in other, you know, some of these tests that I've been doing, and it really does like fit with me. Like I look at it and it makes me happy. So that's one thing too, is that don't feel that, you know, you have to pick something and stick with it forever. If you've noticed, I've changed a lot, you know, in the last year and a half of that. So it's going to give you a lot of different things. You know, the 2 different quizzes together are going to really help, or I mean, the different options they give you. Go through and see what, you know, you kind of resonate with. So I'm going to stop sharing here. So I'll put that link in under the video here. And like I said, it only takes a couple minutes, and you can have it emailed to you. You can look right on there and see, you know, just does it fit with you. And then for the fonts, I like to do this like some sort of script font and then like just a print font. Totally up to you how you want to do it. But what you want, the reason for branding is that you want to make something that's going to be recognizable to other people when they're, you know, scrolling their news feed and they're see, oh, this is going to be, you know, Tony's post because I recognize the colors or I recognize the font, things like that. And this is something that I am still working on. But we really want to talk about, I want to talk a little bit deeper about branding you. So it's great to have your, you know, colors that you want and things like that. But really, how do you want to make other people feel? And that is a great tip. And that's one thing that I'm going to mute you here a second. I have some feedback. There. So in branding you, this is something that is new to me and I'm just starting to do it. And that is make like a struggle wheel or a pain point wheel. And I don't have anything with me in here, but so what you're going to do is think of where you were when you very first started. When you started, you know, joined a challenge group. What were you struggling with? Who were you then? Because most likely we've evolved since we started on this journey. We know we don't view ourselves in such a negative way maybe, or instead of hitting snooze, we're getting up and working out or making time for ourselves now. But we want to attract our ideal customer or our avatar, and they are still living with those pain points that we had when we very first started this journey. So, you know, something for me would be like struggling to get out of bed, you know, finding motivation to, you know, get dressed in the morning. And I mean, I honestly still like wearing comfy clothes. Like that's kind of me, but it was like, I didn't care if they were full of holes. I was just down, you know, I didn't really care what I ate. Struggling with my identity, you know, and now as a mom staying home and I don't see other people, you know, that was on my struggle wheel. You know, things it's like fear of being judged all the time by other people. Like, am I doing the right thing as a mom? So these are some things that I really want you to like think about. And of course, they're not going to be super pleasant things. You know, if you're like, oh, I have it all together and I love to work out and eat healthy all the time, you're not going to attract who you were before, most likely. Because I know, you know, 2.5 years ago, I was not excited to work out. I would not have been like now when I can't work out, I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't wait until I get the go ahead to work out again. I'd be like, yes, thank you. I have an excuse to not work out, you know, and the same as with eating, you know, it's think about where you were. Were you someone who went through the drive-through all the time? How have you made those changes? And that struggle wheel is really going to help you to be able to connect with someone else, but it's also going to help you with your posting, so that it's not just posting about your shake or posting about your workout or things like that, but what did you struggle with and how are you overcoming them? And that is where you're going to get that emotional connection with someone that you don't know, that's out there on the other side of Facebook. And they're going to say, you know what, thank you for sharing that. I struggle with that same thing. How did you overcome it? It's going to open a door to start a conversation. Now, when you start these, I don't want you to have, the end result in your head that they're going to join you as a coach or they're going to join your challenge group, because then, I feel like people can feel that. So you really want to just come across as, you care about them and you want to connect with them and help them where they are. Because think of when you were in that spot. How would have you felt, if someone came up to you and was like, oh, I see you're really overweight, you better join me. This is what I did. But having that option to connect with them and see what are they struggling with. Maybe they have a hard time being motivated. That's where it's great to, tell them about the challenge groups that we do, the motivation and the accountability. Or maybe they struggle with knowing how to, have something healthy to eat before they're running out on a busy day. Shakeology would be an awesome, place to put that. So getting to know them, ask a lot of questions. So once that you've made this connection, they understand where you used to be, how you've gotten to where you are, ask a ton of questions. That's one thing that I failed at in the beginning. I was like, someone messaged me and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to, they're going to join my group. And most often I just started talking about Beachbody and I never heard from them again. So it's a learning process, and, just learning to connect with them. Sometimes people just need someone to chat with, and that's just okay, and maybe it's someone who has been waiting for an opportunity to find someone like them that they can connect with, that they can say, you know what, that person is doing it. I know I can do it too. And so often I think, at least for me, I get this image in my mind of thinking, to be a great, successful coach, you have to be at your goal weight. You have to have everything on point all the time. But honestly, what I have been experiencing the last 2 weeks is complete opposite. Getting messages from people saying, thank you for, posting about your workouts. Thank you for those videos that you've done. And, thank you for sharing your struggles, because you're just like me. You're a real person. And I think that, especially with Hollywood and the media and everything, it's so easy to feel like we need to look perfect and we have to have, everything in our right places in order to be successful. All you have to do is share from your heart and, just really, like I said, hone in on your message. How do you want those people that come to your page, or how do you want them to feel? Do you want them to feel like you're trying to sell them all the time? Or do you want them to feel like you're sharing your life with them and they get to know you and they realize that, you're a real person and that you have the same struggles? And that honestly is one thing that has been a huge breakthrough for me, is realizing that, I don't need to do what everyone else is doing. Especially when Clean Week came out, I would scroll through my news feeds because I'm friends with several different coaches, and all I saw was Clean Week, Clean Week, Clean Week. And that gets to be annoying after a while. How is that going to make a difference? And so connecting with them really helps, so that is Clean Week a solution for a problem that they have? Because I don't know about you, but I get thrown in groups all the time, for the legging groups or different makeup groups, and they never talk to me. They just add me to these groups. And I'm like, how do you know that I even want leggings? Or how do you know that, makeup is my thing? And I don't want us to do that as coaches to other people and make them feel that, oh, they need to do exactly what we're doing. That was one thing, like I said, that I've really learned, that 21 Day Fix is an awesome program, a great meal plan to help people if they don't know where to start. But I had my blinders on before, and I thought that was the only program because I loved it. And I didn't really get to know people. I just threw them into that program saying, this is what you need to do. And now I've learned, ask questions. Some people hate that type of workout and they want to do dance, or they want to do yoga, or maybe they have an injury. So that's where I'm saying the questions is really going to help you to get to know them. And the other thing that I have been guilty of is feeling like I said, when they would contact me, I'm like, ooh, we're going to get a sale here. Don't have that, that end thought in your head, and I also had that oh, it's end of the month, I need to get them. No, keep sharing and building that relationship with them. Because trust me, like I've said before, that we're coming to the end of the year. Some people may not be thinking about, they want to like start working out now. It's time to layer the clothes on. But soon enough, it's going to be January and everyone is going to be thinking, well, how do I lose weight? I know there was someone that I knew on Facebook that was doing these things. So, branding you and sharing your story is really going to help people to remember you as like a real person and not someone who's just trying to like shove products down their throat or, add them to a group. But be authentic and share. If you have a day that you don't want to work out, or, you have something going on with your kids, like the other day I shared on my page or Instagram about, we're trying to potty train, and Titus, he's 2.5 years old. He took his diaper off and he went number 2 right on our floor. Like, that is life, like there's some things that I think too many people think you need to only show the beautiful things. And yeah, that's probably not something that everybody wants to share, but to share with people that we have real struggles just like everyone else. There are days we don't want to work out or wake up and work out or read our personal development. But I promise you, there's someone out there who's waiting for you to share you and not share, a picture with your shake, or just always doing the same workout and saying, well, I'm on day 7 of 30, things like that. But showing up and being consistent, showing something, about you that they would connect with. I think that's about all I have tonight. But yeah, just really dig into who you are, because there's no 2 coaches that are going to be the same. Even like, I know a lot of us, we are connected and we have similarities. That's why we're together, but we still have different things. Either we have kids or don't have kids, or work outside of the home or stay at home. And that's what makes us all unique. And don't ever feel like, oh, there's too many coaches that are similar to me that I won't make this. And trust me, because there's someone that is waiting to just hear from you. Like they wouldn't connect with me. They need your voice. So don't be afraid to dig deep and share that. And I promise you that it'll really change you as a person. Like, it has given me more confidence to get past that scary spot of, sharing about my journey, sharing about my failures, sharing about how I could just eat cookie dough, like buy the KitchenAid full, like I felt like that would make me be like a failure of a coach. Or now with my back stuff, I felt like that made me like a fraud because I'm not working out anymore. But share, the good, the bad, and how you're overcoming it. Like I've been doing a lot of personal development right now because that is what I need. And so don't feel like you need to do exactly what I'm doing or exactly what coach over here is doing or this coach over here, but share where you are in your life journey now. Because I know like some of your kids are older than mine, some are younger. So just that, in a sense, we have different, wisdom as a mom, as a parent, of how to help other people, or the same struggles or different struggles with someone else. And you'll be amazed at who can relate as a mom with kids' struggles and busy schedules. So that's all I have for you tonight. I am going to stop the recording here. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you're catching the recording, please, reach out if you have any questions on how to brand yourself more, or how to do the struggle or the pain point wheel, because that really is going to be a breakthrough for you to really, get below the surface of things. It's great to have engagement on your page, but to actually have someone reach out to you and say, you know what, that really spoke to me. That is going to transform, your life, really. Like for me, the first one I got was like, wow, what I'm doing really is making a difference. Did they join me as a coach or a challenger? No. But just knowing that, that scariness of sharing is helping someone else, it's an amazing feeling. So have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.